Hey guys, how's it going? High Desert Prepper here. Big shout out to Cody Farmer 7694, new subscriber who requested I do a video on Minuteman gear. Those of you that have subscribed to this channel before know that I used to have videos about that kind of stuff, prepping gear, how to prep, why to prep, things like that. I took them down. I was going to go a different direction with this channel, and I kind of regret taking those down now, but what the hell? People are asking for them. I'm going to do some again, but I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. Cody, you're going to notice I don't have my gear in this video. I've done some of my gear in the past. My way of thinking now is when I do these videos, I'm trying to get some knowledge out there, some advice to people. And we're one nut job away conducting a public shooting from any video on YouTube that has a weapon in it being pulled down. And I'm trying to keep my content to where no matter how crazy censorship gets, we stand some snowball's chance in the hell of keeping the information out there. So I'll give you a basic rundown of what I have and why I recommend things. So without further ado, we'll get into part one of this. You guys notice my voice is a little messed up. I got an infected tooth right up here that I got to have a root canal done on. So I'm kind of rocking antibiotics and some painkillers and not feeling the best, but we'll get through this. Okay, so Minuteman gear to me is basically your personal bug out kit, your pack, your personal protection weapon, your personal gear, if you want to call it that. Now, if you have a family, every person in your family needs to have a pack and protection, or a bulk setup for your family. But as the man of your family, and if you have any, young teenagers, teenage men, they need to have their own separate gear as well. Now, first and foremost, bug out bag, Minuteman type gear, it's the same thing. It serves the same purpose. So we're going to go ahead and for censorship reasons, we'll just call it a bug out bag. People hear Minuteman gear and they don't have any true sense of history or anything. They just get weird and offended. But, okay, so first and foremost, personal protection, okay? If you're in a situation where this gear becomes necessary, tantamount, the main thing is the protection of yourself, your family. So, some basics, okay? A pistol. Whatever you're comfortable with. There's no one grand handgun out there that's a miracle for everybody. Everybody has a different style, we're not all the same, okay? So there's different strokes for different folks. Me, I carry an automatic. Everybody argues about which caliber's better. Personally, I carry 9mm high capacity mags, and despite the bad things here about 9mm, Hornady makes some really wicked ammo out there. So as long as your weapon is rated for high pressure ammo, high powered ammo, you can run some really wicked stuff through a 9mm and get the same results as a 10mm or 45. So I carry a 9mm. Now that's just your sidearm. Now, personally, we're fortunate enough in my family, we're pretty well rounded in the firearms department. This sweater pretty much sums up the gun cabinet around here, okay? So, personally, yeah, we have some AKs, a mess of shotguns. We have a bunch of pistols, all different calibers and actions, several hunting rifles. My personal bolt action is built for distance. Started with a Remington 700, and I built it up from there, 30-06. I'm just partial 30-06. And it will definitely reach out and touch a deer or whatever I need to, at whatever distance I need to. So, yeah, some semi-automatic rifles are a damn good call. Shotguns, excellent call. For the fact that the ammunition is cheap, versatile, close up, in a hurry, it does damage without having to be, Carlos Hathcock to hit something. We have some hunting bows, okay? Hunting bows are just that. They're great for hunting, but they're also great to defend yourself silently in a bad situation. If you have to hunt and you don't want everybody around knowing that you just dropped something, you can do it quietly with a bow. Also, we've added 2 high-power pellet rifles to our collection. the pellet rifles of today are not what we grew up with, okay? One of mine is a 22 caliber, and it's actually more powerful than a 22 long rifle, okay? Costs less than 200 bucks. The ammunition comes in a tin the size of my Copenhagen can, and for 15 bucks I can get almost 1,000 rounds of this these pointed 22 caliber pellets, and I can tell you guys they are lethal. I had to kill a rather large pissed off javelina. If you don't know what that is, it's like a desert boar. I killed it with one shot through the heart with that pellet rifle. It ran 30 feet and dropped dead. So a lot of guys, they're starting to pick up on this whole pellet gun thing. I highly recommend that as well. Okay, so we've covered your sidearm. Get a pistol, and get good with it. And I'm only suggesting this if you are legally able to own and obtain and carry a firearm. Okay, I'm not recommending anybody out there with a major felony record to go out and start getting handguns. Okay, this is strictly for Second Amendment legal folks. So I'm not going to get into that huge debate right now, but I think for the sake of legalities, you know what I'm getting at here. So you got a handgun. Okay, covered long guns. Basically, there's no such thing as having too many guns. I'm just going to say that right now. In a bad situation especially, there's no such thing. So, ammunition, okay? You guys, every time you get paid, buy a couple boxes for something. Practice with one box, put another box away. And just do that every payday. Just put some back, you know, kind of like a savings account. Better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Secondly, food, water, okay? We don't know what's coming in this world. You know, we go into civil war. First of all, we're going to have that issue to deal with. You know, you're not going to be able to run down to Safeway and buy cans of Beanie Weenies. We go into civil war. One of our enemies from the outside might choose that as a perfect time to show up here and start some shit. Either way, if you're in a bug-out situation, survival situation, you're not going to be able to go to the damn grocery store. So start putting food back. I highly recommend you buy a dehydrator and a food saver. And anytime you see some cheap cuts of meat for sale at the store, come home, make jerky, seal that stuff up in a vacuum sealer, and it's good for your lifetime. Okay? Stock back canned meat, canned fruit and vegetables, nuts that are high in protein. Stockpile as much food as you can. And believe it or not, you guys, some spices, some hot sauce, things like that. You want the food to be something that your family and yourself are going to want to eat and not be miserable. Don't go around buying MREs. Maybe put a couple of them in your pack, but you ask anybody that's ever ate MREs for any amount of time, and you'd have to put a gun to their head to get them to eat another one, and even then they'd probably choose the gun. Jerky, it's lightweight. You can put it in your pack, high in protein. Enough said. Water, okay? Put back as much bottled water in your home as you possibly can. Now, you're only going to be able to store so much, so I highly recommend water purification tablets that you can carry in your pack. And also now they have these really nifty straws that you can pretty much stick down in a cesspool and come back with drinkable water. Those are lightweight, they don't take up any room, and they're quick. You don't have to wait for a tab to purify your water. You can just start drinking from some really nasty shit and get hydrated. Trust me, it's much better than the alternative, because if you go around drinking random water, guys, dysentery sucks. And that's the least of it. You can catch a lot of bad things from drinking dirty water. So have something to not only store your water, but to purify water. Now, in your personal pack, you need some basic things. So if you have to go on foot, you need your personal protection. Again, your pistol, whatever long weapon you choose. Ammunition for both. I recommend, at least 100 rounds for both. 100 rounds for your rifle or shotgun or your semi-auto rifle. 100 rounds for your pistol. Okay? Put those in your pack. A couple extra mags for your handgun if you're carrying a revolver. A couple speed loaders in the appropriate holsters. Knife. Can't ever have too many knives. Carry at least 2 or 3 on you. A couple in your pack, 1 in your pocket. Have a knife. Covered having food in your pack. Okay, you're going to want emergency blankets. Some skeeter repellent is really good. A medical kit. Now, a medical kit can be defined however you like it. You can go online and there's a million different already assembled medical kits you can buy. Just pick your poison, okay? But make sure you get some blood clot, something to clot blood with. Make sure you carry a quick tourniquet, you know, some battlefield type stuff as well. Some plastic for a chest wound. There's a lot of things that a good medical pack can entail. And even a lot of military surplus stores online carry really good field medical kits that you can get and put in your pack. Your clothing, okay? So wherever you store your bug out bag, have a set of clothing. Because you don't know what you're going to be wearing when the proverbial dung hits the rotation air device, okay? Me, I have a set of hunting clothes. I've got some cami pants, some tactical boots, cami shirt. I've got my hunting jacket. I got a boonie hat, some sunglasses, everything I would need to change into if things were going to be bad for a while, okay? I said emergency blanket. What I was referring to are those aluminum foil looking blankets because they look flimsy, but they'll hold in your body heat. And in a bad situation, there's a million uses for them. Have a few of them on hand. Some paracord. And I'm not talking that cheap Chinese shit that Walmart sells. I'm talking true 550 paracord. Have as much of that as you can carry because there's a million things you can do with rope. Okay? You can make a shelter with it. You can, you know, splint your leg with it. You can fix things with it. Carry some tape. Okay? Straight up duct tape. Depending on where you live, where you're going to be, get some camo tape or even Gorilla tape, but something that doesn't really shine, something that's kind of a matte finish. Let's see here, what else? If you have anybody in your family that is allergic to stings, make sure you have an EpiPen or two. Carry plenty of Benadryl, okay? Because like me, I'm not allergic to stings, but when I got nailed by a scorpion Christmas Eve a couple years ago, Benadryl saved my ass. So carry some Benadryl. A lot of things you take for granted now that aren't going to be available in the future, if the shit hits a fan, you need to carry with you, or at least have in your bug out gear area, whatever. I'm talking a couple bottles 500 count ibuprofen, a couple bottles 100 count aspirin, a couple bottles 100 count of generic allergy tablets. Carry some Oragel. You never know, you might have a bad tooth. Carry fishing line. Okay, put some fishing line in there. You never know when you're going to have to set a tripwire, pull a tooth, or fish. There's a million things, you guys. The way I look at it is everybody's situation in life is different. So your bug out gear is going to reflect your situation, where you live, who you are. But the basics don't change. You're going to need food. You're going to need water. You're going to need a way to take care of yourself and a way to defend yourself. So a lot of this comes down to personal preference, but the basics don't change. You know, you got to have something to defend yourself. You got to have a way to feed yourself. You got to have a way to medically take care of yourself, because you're not going to be able to call 911. You're not going to be able to call for a sheriff. You're not going to be able to call for any basic public services. So basically, when the time comes, you're going to be kind of left to your own devices and survival. It's going to go straight back to 1876, if you get my drift, or 1776, depending on what happens. As far as like a long gun goes, my personal long rifle is a Remington 700 chambered in 30-06. I've built it up with a 20 power scope. I've got a good bipod on it, shell saddle that I can carry, you know, a few extra rounds just on the stock of the weapon. I've got a good comfortable sling, flip up scope caps. My scope has illuminated reticles, so if I have to shoot in low light conditions, I can actually see what the hell I'm doing. I don't have a muzzle brake or flash suppressor on it yet. I guess that'll be next. Trying to think what else I carry in my personal gear. But that's basically just my pack. I've got medical gear, food, water, ways to purify water, ammunition, some socks, you know, a couple of balaclavas cover my face. You know, just basic gear. Look at it as if you were going to go on a week-long hunt and you were going to be hunting in a very sketchy place, everything you'd bring with you on that hunt, you're going to want in your bug out bag. One thing I'm going to mention real quick, I'm going to do in the next video, is talking about bug out gear for your home. So you guys stay tuned for that next video. We're going to cover basically, you know, unless you live in a major city, you're going to bug in before you bug out. And your property, your home, is going to be your little home base, if you will. And I'll go over gear to keep around the house, things to have stocked up, and, you know, how to go about that. But it's just a quick video on putting together your bug out pack. And as far as your pack goes, you guys, as much as I don't advocate shopping at Walmart, Walmart sells some really good, really heavy duty backpacks. And I hate to use the term tactical, but they're kind of military themed, plenty of pockets, padding, and they're durable. I've used them for gear bags and things like that. I have one for my bug out bag and one that's dedicated to just a medical kit, and they work just fine. So you guys, you know, take what I've said, do your own research, and this is just part one, because bug out and prepping and all this, it's too much to do in just one video, and I don't want to make it too long. I want you guys to actually watch these. So we'll be over the next few days doing a couple more. Again, Cody Farmer 7694, I appreciate the request, and I'll get back into doing some of these prepping videos. I mean, that's why the channel is called High Desert Prepping and Survival. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed. Hope you get a little bit out of this. This is a pretty generic deal, so I'll get a little bit more in depth as we go on. But you guys, all you new subscribers, I appreciate every one of you and all the shares and everything. I appreciate it. As always, mouth itches. Keep your powder dry, watch your back trail, and freedom on, America. Remember, we're all in this shit together.